is time. It is time to brew your best beer.
The 2016 SJPorr Challenge is dedicated to your friend and ours, Paul Wickstein. Brought to you by Brewcraft USA, iMake, Gladfield Malting, Yakima Valley Hops, The Grain Bill, Brewers Exchange, Cake Kingdom Homebrew Supply, Hiraki Homebrew, and a special thanks to our silver sponsors.
All right, we're back, ready to roll with the next review. This is a straight-up Berliner Weisse. The registration number is 56Z-78T-53W. And like I said, it is a traditional Berliner Weisse, which is almost half and half, I think, wheat and Pilsner. Lightly hopped, very lightly hopped, kettle soured. It also said on the website, something that I had heard before as well, and the same thing that I do with my Berliner Weisses, that in Germany traditionally it's served with a shot of either raspberry or Woodruff syrup. But as it said on the website, I also enjoy mine straight up. I think this was bottle conditioned, so I'm going to try and be sparing. Wow, really nice looking beer. It is lighter on the camera than it is, or is lighter in person than it is on the camera. It looks a little more amber in the camera. It's like it's a straw color, but a little bit kind of a deeper straw color. Wow. So the first thing I'm recognizing on this beer, most Berliners are very tough to keep any kind of head retention, and they dissipate very quickly, even if they're highly carbonated. This head on this Berliner is sticking around. It's nice and thick, and you've got a lot of bubbles kind of streaming up from the underside, kind of propping it up. That's pretty impressive. And the bubbles also are not streaming extremely fast. It may look like that in the camera, but they're not shooting up from the bottom really fast. They're kind of just, which kind of makes me think it's going to be like a heavier mouthfeel. Let's get a nose on it. Man, that is awesome. It's like a moose-like cap on it. Very, very traditional Berliner Weisse. Smells like a lot of mine, actually. I love it. It smells very, very cleanly tart. You can definitely tell there's going to be tartness there. You get just a hint of the traditional kind of graininess that kind of comes with the Berliner. It's just very cleanly. I have a hard time describing a typical Berliner Weisse nose, because it's almost kind of uniquely to the style. A little lemony, a touch of like lemon citrus peel, but really, really nice. And it's almost like the head on this thing is almost growing. That's unbelievable. It's not incredibly clear, which is fine. It's a little bit hazy, which is, it's all right. A lot of times Berliners are kind of crystal clear, but oh well. Really nice nose on it. I'm impressed by just looking at this thing. All right, I'm gonna drink it. Cheers. That is good. I think I've said that is good on every single one of my reviews. Sorry. Wow, that's unique though. right, words. Here we go. The first thing that's extremely impressive, the what I was talking about in the appearance carries on over into the mouthfeel. A lot of Berliner Weisses are very light in body. They're very dry, which is kind of to style. Like, that's supposed to be. It's supposed to be light, refreshing. This is still that, but it's got a heavier mouthfeel than most Berliners I've tasted, which is really cool. It's got like a medium mouthfeel. The carbonation's spot on. It kind of lifts it up a little bit. And it's almost kind of creamy, which is nuts. Really well done. It's definitely tart. It's not extremely sour. Doesn't make me pucker in any way. It's just pleasantly tart on the front end. Then it jumps through kind of a lemony, citrusy taste, and it almost reminds me, and this is going to sound weird because typically if you say it tastes like green apple or some kind of apple-related taste, that usually is a fermentation flaw. That's not the case here. I don't think it's a flaw at all. But I think it has kind of it's got almost like an apple juice-ish flavor to it. So it's not the green apple off flavor, but it's just got a note of apple in there for some reason. Along with that lemony, citrusy character. And then that really goes into, whoop, I'm getting low on battery. Then that really flows down into kind of a breadiness, a little bit of a graininess on the back end that's really pleasant, sits well on the tongue. And the other thing with Berliners, sometimes you get the off flavors you won't taste until it's on the very back of your palate. It's the last thing that you're tasting. It kind of hangs on the back of your tongue. I don't get any of that here. This is a really nice beer. The flavor itself is really solid. It's not blow you away good, but the composition of the head retention, the body of the beer, the flavor, the smoothness, the crispness even at the end, even though it doesn't dry it out completely, it's still crisp, is pretty impressive. And the carb is spot on. I love it. Regardless of whether this moves on or not in the competition, I want to know how they got the body in this beer, because my Berliners are not nearly this good in their mouthfeel. I mean, this is kind of leaving some lacing if I'm just playing with it. It's pretty awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and score this. I don't think there's any need for me to come back. I'm going to let it warm up a little bit as I score it. But very impressed. Very impressed by this beer. I would like to do this myself. I'd like to tweak whatever I'm doing and see kind of maybe the grain bill or techniques of how this is being done and mimic that for some of that body. So cheers to the brewer. Well done. Seriously well done. $56Z-78T-53W. Cheers to you. We'll see you on the next review. Good luck in the competition. Cheers.